It's unconstitutional because the preamble says a common defense, not a common offense, and that's offensive.
That's right.
So it's unconstitutional, one. Two, we can't economically sustain any kind of wars. But if we go to war with Iran, here's the problem, is that China and Russia are going to come in on Iran's side. And we may have Europe on our side, but it's going to be World War III, as you just said. And it's going to be a mess. And the problem is, there's going to be lots of people to die. In World War II, how many people died?
Too many. 60 million. That's not unreasonable, the amount of people that died.
I think it was 45 million soldiers, and that wasn't even counting collateral casualties. So an amazing amount of people. In this war, if we have a World War III, we're talking hundreds of millions. We're talking about problems all over the globe.
You ready for conscription?
And it will be a draft.
Yes, and probably a draft on top of that. We can't economically afford another war.
No.
And here's my question to the people nowadays. We're in Afghanistan still. How long have we been there?
11 years. Longest war in U.S. history.
11 years in Afghanistan. When Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait in the early 90s, how long did the actual ground attack, how long did that take?
Like 3 days.
Right?
It's 100 hours war. We rolled in, we accomplished a mission, and we got out. And that's the way any war should be.
That's right.
I've always said the war in Afghanistan, if we were going to go fight that with a declared mission, we would have won that war in less than a year.
It's about opium and lithium.
Back in the early 90s, Saddam Hussein's army was the 4th strongest in the world, and we beat them in 100 hours. You can't sit here and tell me that our military, being the strongest in the world, takes 11 years to defeat the enemy in Afghanistan. I don't buy it.
You're right.
I don't buy it.
You're right.
So who wins? Who wins on these wars? Do the soldiers win?
The military wins. The Federal Reserve wins. Not us. These assholes win.
No country's ever won.
Soldiers don't win. Do the Afghans win?
No.
Afghans don't win. Who wins?
War profiteers.
War profiteers.
Defense contractors.
Amen.
Bankers. Every time we need a B-2 stealth bomber, $2 billion a pop. Who do we borrow money from?
The Fed.
Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
They're winning. Every time we need an aircraft carrier, $5 billion a pop. Who do we borrow the money from?
The Fed.
Federal Reserve. Wars make money for banks and defense contractors, and everybody else suffers.
Yes.
Right. Why do they even care about money? They just make it out of nothing.
If we